Live action adaptations of anime on Netflix are trash. Death Note and Cowboy Bebop. When Netflix announced that they would be doing a live action adaptation of my favorite manga anime series, One Piece, I was skeptical. I cringed.
God, please, no!
Netflix is going to ruin my favorite series.
No, at first, I didn't believe them. They were gonna do a live action of One Piece. I was like, how?
海賊王になりたいわけじゃないんだよな。ゴムゴムの銀時。
Because I absolutely love One Piece. It has a very special place in my heart. I followed this series from the very beginning. I'm a die-hard One Piece fan. Heck, to this day, even though I've watched it so many times, the Choppa backstory still makes me cry. Anyways, last Friday, Hong Kong was hit with a severe typhoon, so everyone had a day off from work.
Nice.
So I binged One Piece on Netflix. How was it? Surprisingly pretty damn good! So obviously they had to compress and condense the story to make the series work. We end the 8-episode season with the first OG Straw Hat roster of 5 members. Now before I start reviewing seriously, I gotta say I did not expect the level of brutality in the live action, and did not expect it to be so dark. Zoro cuts a dude in half in episode 1.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Later on at Arlen Park, we see him slashing fish dudes left and right. Blood in every slash. Pretty sure he was murdering all of them. This ain't Rurouni Kenshin and Sakabato. This is Zoro in full murder mode. And I love it. I thought Luffy at some point would tell Zoro to stop murdering people. And Buggy is like the clown from It and Batman's Joker. His dark character introduction was great. That torture method he was trying to use on Luffy, I didn't expect that. The slow drowning by seawater in the glass box, that was cool. I really like live action Buggy. No way, I absolutely love the entire cast. You guys were amazing. Okay, so proper review time.
Suddenly, I'm weak in the knees.
One Piece doesn't shy away from the absurdity of the source material, but it cleverly uses emotional flashback sequences to the Straw Hats' past to build emotional buy-in for the audience in a similar way that Oda has done in the source. The chaos that One Piece finds in its eccentric characters and fight sequences are always balanced against the humanity of the characters involved as they pursue their dreams. To only capture the wacky designs is to lose why the Straw Hats resonate with so many, and was my primary fear going into this live action adaptation. While the unavoidable tonal shift that comes from moving action moments from animation to live action makes the series more violent than the source material, One Piece captures the charisma and endearing determination of Oda's series due to the cast. Our Straw Hat crew is lovable, empathetic, hilarious, and able to deliver on pirate action too. Every actor captures the heart of the Straw Hat they are bringing to life. Whether it's through solid visual storytelling, through their silhouettes of costumes taken from One Piece Takabon covers, or embodying the temperament and emotions of the characters, everything, and I do mean everything, works. The art direction can't be praised enough, and it's clear to see what millions of dollars can do for a series when used properly. The gigantic sets are lovingly filled with eye-catching and narratively significant detail, as are the costumes that not only pay homage to the recognizable uniforms of each character, but also come directly from the front covers and color spreads that Eiichiro Oda himself designed. As Monkey D. Luffy, Iñaki Godoy is our delight. His joy and his devotion to his friends is infectious. His voice, his mannerisms, and his ability to find chemistry with every character, either in the main cast or just spoken to in passing, is perfection. While his line delivery is endearing, especially with his accent, it's the way in which he captures the small movements that Luffy is known for that makes him the perfect casting choice. The way he approaches food, his quick-tack mentality, and his moments of confusion that only come from absolute optimism are true to who Luffy is beyond just yelling, "Kaisoku ni ore wa naru! Gomu gomu no bazooka!" Not to mention Godoy's comedic timing for both spoken and physical humor, which round out his physical ability to perform some rather intense stunt work during fight sequences. It's rare for an actor to embody a role so assertively that you can't imagine someone else in it, but Godoy is Luffy. Lightning has struck multiple times when it comes to the cast of One Piece on Netflix. While Godoy is Luffy, so too is Makenyu, Runawa Zoro. both aesthetically and his ability to deliver grizzled, deadpan humor. The first mate of the Straw Hat Pirates, Zoro, and his three-sword technique could easily look silly. However, Makinyu sells Zoro's wandering and ability to fight with a sword in his mouth wonderfully. Makinyu captures Zoro's physicality, with the director and cinematography team working well to use his silhouette to showcase how they paid attention to manga panels and anime scenes. Makinyu is no stranger to anime live actions, having starred in 2 Full Metal Alchemist films, the most recent Kaiji adaptation Tokyo Ghoul S, and Rurouni Kenshin Final Chapter Part 1, just to name a few. This knowledge of embodying a character that began on the page isn't a new concept for the actor, but it's one he takes to the max with Zoro. Posture, gaze, everything is Ronao Zoro in the same way that Godoy captures Luffy. Makinyu's execution of fight choreography is unmatched. His attention to the movement of his body is a skill that takes time and care to craft. His arms match iconic Zoro poses, his switch from defense to offense is fluid, and Makinyu embodies the power and drive that Zoro is known for. But it's not just the action. Makinyu's comedic ability is fantastic and levels are Godoy's joyous and raucous charm perfectly, just like we see him with animated Luffy and Zoro. Jeff Ward is Buggy the Clown, who revels so much in the absurdity of a clown pirate who can remove his limbs and head at will, was great. Each actor demonstrates a clear love for the source material in a way that felt real as an anime fan in their promotional activities. Thankfully, the connection they had on the promo circuit is wonderfully captured on screen with chemistry that captures the familial bond that grows quickly amongst the Straw Hats. With One Piece, Netflix adds a series to the world of anime and manga live actions that's worthy to stand with others that have come out of Japan, like Tokyo Revengers and Rurouni Kenshin series of films. The series adapts to what it needs to, making changes to the timeline and introducing characters and concepts from well after the Arlong Park arc that it runs up to narratively. Despite those changes, it doesn't lose the heart of Oda's work.
I don't know, I feel like we can be louder.
The overall narrative is robust, with large moments still intact, particularly where the backgrounds of each Straw Hat is concerned. The changes facilitate telling Oda's story in a new medium, with each change lending to condensing around 45 episodes into an 8-episode series that is also laying the foundations for more seasons. One of the changes that stood out to me is how much time Nami gets to spend with Kaya. While the women of One Piece are all badasses, from Nico Robin to Tashigi, the live action gets the chance to give Nami another female friendship outside her familial connection to her sister. Seeing Nami and Kaya get the chance to understand each other and see Nami's own vulnerabilities through Kaya is a choice that only builds up both characters significantly. This choice allows Nami to not just be the big sister of the group, and for Kaya to be more than just a romantic interest for Usopp. The change exemplifies how nearly every decision in One Piece manages to take the Netflix series in a direction that honors the long character journeys is adapting without losing its pace. The other change that stood out to me was bringing minor characters Koby and Helmeppo out of the wings and into the limelight. They become unsuspecting conduits for the entire narrative, starting from Luffy's first tussle with Alvida, who has Koby under her foot, right up to the final battle with Arlong. The unlikely duo of small, nervous Koby and pompous, idiotic Helmeppo become to One Piece what C-3PO and R2-D2 were to Star Wars, bumbling their way through battles between good and evil without fully realizing the scope of what they are part of. But I do feel like it'd work well if they didn't appear in Season 2, just like how they disappeared for years in the manga, developing and getting stronger in the background of the main story. When they later reappear again in like Season 3 or 4, they're complete badasses. That way Season 2 can focus more on the Straw Hats and the Baroque works, and the Marine we can follow is Smoker, who we get a glimpse of at the end of Season 1. While some tonal elements feel slightly off, the only real issue the series has is in its final episodes and how the team behind One Piece at Netflix decided to bring Arlong and his fishmen to life. It's true that the practical effects in One Piece are some of Netflix's best. From the ship build to the sets and attention to extreme detail in the fight choreography that uses dynamic line work instead of 3D models, the practical magic in One Piece is superb. That said, the choice to use practical effects only for the fishmen of Arlong Park is the series' biggest flaw in my opinion. The fishmen in the source material are more fish than man and towering in stature. It's their height and muscle mass that makes them an immediately intimidating foe for the Straw Hats and for the residents of Kokuyasu Village. To lose that, the series loses its pivotal antagonists for the climactic final episodes. The character designs of the fishmen may be lacking, but every other creature and person in the series jumps from the manga panels and feels realized. This includes the Lord of the Coast when he comes face to face with a young Luffy and Shanks, Buggy the Clown as I mentioned before and his Chop Chop chaotic glory, Dracul Mihawk and his large sword, and the way that the Denden Mushi snail phones have been brought to life. They're creepy, but awesome.
Where the cast of
Even with that said, One Piece is a success that thrives because of its main cast and the fact that it has been carefully crafted to bring a beloved story to life, instead of just creating a series for the sake of it. One Piece is magical with clear reverence for the source material shown through the direction, set designs, the casting, the performances, just everything. One Piece is a surprising success for Netflix, and for the United States in general when it comes to creating a live-action version of a beloved Japanese animation and manga. This is not just astonishing because of the adaptation itself, but because One Piece is a juggernaut in storytelling, the series meaning a lot to generations of fans. Netflix rises to that challenge with charisma and a love for Oda's work. While it was clear the streamer's last outing with Cowboy Bebop didn't listen to Senichiro Watanabe in the writing room, fans will see Oda's fingerprints throughout One Piece. Hopefully we see our Straw Hat sail again and see new faces join the crew as the Grand Line comes into view. I've got so much more to say about the show, so if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and become a nakama. Like the video and tell me in the comments below what you thought of the show. Thank you for watching. Arigato.
今週ワンピやばい。泣ける。はあ。